There we go. Are we doing it? We're here. Hi, everyone. Welcome to your Friday Pop Chat. I see some of you are playing hooky from Guru Conference. Oh, Guru Conference. I love that that's going on this week. I got to check some of it out yesterday. Hey, Chris. Happy you're here. Brianna's here. Zapier is the GOAT. Yes, our friends at Zapier are here. More on that to come. The GOAT. Maybe that means they're the greatest of automating things. That's what we're gonna rename it to. Chris, congrats on your Guinness World Record that you set yesterday during Guru Conference. They set the record for the biggest virtual air guitar session. So that's pretty awesome. And Fiona from Zapier is here. We're going to give her a proper intro, but everyone go ahead and trickle in and say hello. Hey, Britt. Oh, you've got some zaps to set up. There is still time. And I think after this, you might have some ideas for some new zaps to automate your workflow. By the way, Britt is just like the biggest tech genius. Anytime I have a question, I just go to Britt because she has all the tools and knows them inside and out. Amy's here. Hello. Corey from Omaha. Yes, Corey's on it, introducing herself. She works with nonprofits and small teams to create sustainable social media and digital programs. We love that. We love nonprofits. Happy Pop Friday. Yes, Friday indeed. Oh, thanks, Brianna. I'm here all day, you know? Thanks for the inspo. All right, friends, we're going to get started on your Pop Chat. And it's extra exciting because, as you know, our friends Zapier, woohoo, they've entered the chat. They've entered the chat. So more on that to come. We're so happy they're here. But in the meantime, tell us who you are, where you're joining from, and what you do. We've got marketers from all over the country and sometimes all over the world. Let me know if you're out of the US today. Jennifer's here, a freelance content and copywriter from Tampa. Monique, love it. Yes, we definitely have some Zapier fans here. We love to see it. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and say hello. But I'm so happy you're spending your Friday with me. Lathan, brand and integrated marketing for Tommy John, friends and family sale going on now. Oh, use my code. That is so nice. Lathan, thank you. I'm going to check that out after this. Drop some links. Lathan L40. Does that get 40% off? Because that's pretty steep. Nadine from Zapier is here. Hello, Nadine. Nadine, you're like such a great hype person. I'm so happy you're joining us. And if this is your first time here at Pop Chat, just want to introduce myself. My name is Brienne Fleming. I have been hosting this chat for almost 6 years, but it's only recently pivoted to a live stream, which I think has been a ton of fun. I teach branding and social media at the University of Florida, but I also have a degree in advertising from UCF in Orlando, which is also the home of where the Backstreet Boys were formed. So they have my heart. And you can also check out all things marketing and pop culture on my podcast called Making the Brand. And I live in Jupiter, Florida with my husband, Sandy, and our daughter, Thea. And we've got a little boy on the way. Little baby Zapier, as I think a lot of you have heard. So go ahead, because unlike what the Backstreet Boys say, though, I do care who you are, where you're from, and what you do. So say hello in the chat. And yes, say hello to our friends from Zapier. I wanted to just shine a light on them, some of the people behind the scenes that help make this partnership come together. Fiona Turco, Nadine Liverpool, and Ryan Quinlan. I'm not sure if Ryan will be here, but he was pivotal in making all of this magic happen and connecting me with Fiona and Nadine. As I think a lot of you know, I have to name my baby Zapier after I did a poll and things just took off, and Zapier was the lead on what I should name my son in January. So we'll see. This partnership is going to last through March. So after the baby is due, so you will get the full update on if I actually name my baby Zapier, but definitely say hi to the team. They were so cool with just having fun with the bit and just going along with it. And now we're making some cool partnerships happen. And we've got giveaways and fun things that are in store for you. So stay tuned. Noah's here, world's best creative director and designer from San Diego, planet Earth, the Milky Way galaxy. Speaking of that, I have a ton of Halloween candy left over. And because I'm pregnant, I'm like, I don't care. This is my stash now. I'm not throwing this out or donating it. This is mine. I earned this. Anna from New York, co-founder of Shaker and Spoon. Oh, congrats on the acquisition. Work with founder group Off the Record. Welcome, Anna. So happy to see you. Friends with Amy, I assume. Hello from Baltimore. This is awesome. Dakota, you are never late as my day one pop chat OG. Okay. You are welcome to pop in. Excuse me. Pop in anytime. But if this is your first time here at Pop Chat, what the heck is it? It is where marketing and pop culture collide. We're going to talk about trending topics for the week, some related to pop culture, some marketing news and industry trends, and some headlines are a little bit of both. And a byproduct of that is that we get to know each other beyond just our jobs. We're going to talk about TV shows and movies and sports and music, all that fun stuff, but also get to share some of our marketing knowledge. So the way it works, I'm going to pose some questions to you about the trending topics, but be you, share your thoughts and reply. There is no main authority here, no matter what your background is, or even if you're not in marketing, but just love pop culture and have some thoughts to share, have fun with it. And of course, connect with others here, make some friends. That's what it's all about. So that's what Pop Chat is, but what is Zapier if you're unfamiliar? So yes, it is Zapier, pronounced like happier. That's just so easy to remember. And if you've never heard of it, it's an automation tool that helps all of your apps and your tech tools basically talk to each other. So you can automate things and get them to communicate, and you'll have certain triggers that might happen in one platform that will then send information to another platform. For instance, if you have leads coming in from Facebook and you want them to load into your CRM, or if you have newsletter signups that you also want to load into a Google Sheet, Zapier helps you do integrations like that automatically. And truly, that is just scratching the surface, because there are over 8,000 apps and integrations that you can choose from. And yeah, even just on their free plan, you can get up to 100 tasks per month. And I think you'll find that you'll become such an automation wizard that you might need more than that. So my question for you, speaking of 8,000 apps and integrations, I'm curious, what tools are in your tech stack? What tools are you using every day to run your business, at work, or even to run your personal life? Because Zapier helps with organization, personal organization. There are some lifestyle integrations and things that we're going to learn about. So, what tools are in your tech stack? Oh, Fiona's having some technical difficulties. Oh, okay. Let me know if I could help. Let me know if there's anything I could do on my end here. Alexa's here. Yes, Zapier equals happier. Yes, we've got I'm calling it the official Zap emoji. I don't know if it really is, but I've been having fun using that. Yay, Anna. Pop in anytime for as long as you can. That is appreciated. So while you're thinking about what tools are in your tech stack, maybe this will inspire you here. You can go to zapier.com/apps and you can browse just all 8,000 of the possibilities. So some of the most popular are Google Sheets and the whole G Suite, really. Notion, Slack, Google Forms, MailChimp, Outlook. Oh my gosh, Stripe. Lots of e-commerce tools, Calendly, Discord, Google Docs. it will just blow your mind, some of the stuff that you can do with these integrations. Just to get even more specific, let's go to marketing and see what some of those are. Let me know if some of these are in your tech stack. HubSpot, Facebook lead ads, Google ads, Flowdesk, Kit, which is something I use Zapier for. Whenever I have a sign up in my online course in Teachable, it will then send that email address to Kit, so I don't have to manually import those. So Zapier, of course, is in your tech stack. Love that. Asana, Slack, Kit, WordPress, and Podbean. Yeah, Podbean. And speaking of, some other apps and things, you can go ahead and see, does Zapier integrate with Canva? You can do a search right here. I wonder if it integrates with Podbean. Let's see. We'll have to add that one to the list, but I'm sure there's a whole thing on here on podcasts and some of those production capabilities that it can do. I know Opus Clip is a big one that helps podcasters. Miriam's here. Miriam, it's been a while. Canva, HubSpot. A lot of founders are exploring this. N8N. Never heard of that one. I'm going to learn about all 8,000 of these. Slack is one of my favorites. I use it in my personal life too. Ooh, I love that. I've thought about doing that too, Amy. Sunsama, Google Stuff, Apple, Slack, Kit. Yes, I have a special link. Try zapier.com/popchat. At my last role, Dakota used Zapier, Notion, Confluence, and Slack. We're all connected and integrated in a super helpful way. The automation was lovely. Yes, it's nice to know when things are working in the background. The internet. Yes, that is key. Let's make sure we have a connection. Klaviyo. Yes, another former PopChat sponsor. We're big fans of Klaviyo around here. Hello. Notion, Flowdesk, Slack, Tally, Beehive, Canva are some of my favorites. Yes. So lots of powerful tools, lots of things at our fingertips. So thank you, Zapier, for making our lives easier. And like I said, you can go to zapier.com/apps and get some inspiration for some of these possibilities. So let me switch back to this. Here we go. So now let's get into some of the trending topics. Fiona's here. Yay. Fiona, what tools are in your tech stack as, part of the Zapier family and all of the 8,000 tools at your fingertips? Let us know what you and the team are using every day. And we're going to dive into today in pop culture history. Here's a fun one. It doesn't seem fun on the surface, but I'm going to make it fun. Today is National Fountain Pen Day. And I thought this was really random, but then I remembered something pretty genius that Taylor Swift does. And I don't mean to make all of these about Taylor Swift, but it seems like all roads really lead back to her. She has her own set of writing categories. Let me elaborate on this. She says, I've never talked about this publicly before because, well, it's dorky, but I also have in my mind secretly established genre categories for lyrics I write. 3 of them to be exact. They are affectionately titled quill lyrics, fountain pen lyrics, and glitter gel pen lyrics. I came up with these categories based on what writing tool I imagine having in my hand when I scribbled it down figuratively. So what a cool way to approach content and to kind of have your sort of themes and content pillars outlined. And some examples, or to elaborate on what these mean. Her quill lyrics are very poetic and old-fashioned. They might take place, the songs might take place in a different time, like The Last American Dynasty, My Tears Ricochet, Sad, Beautiful, Tragic are all quill songs. The fountain pen is very modern and honest storytelling. So songs like All Too Well and White Horse. And her glitter gel pens, those are carefree, whimsical, and bouncy. You know, those Taylor Swift bops, Shake It Off, 22, those happy songs. She has playlists on Spotify for each one of these. That's so funny. Yeah, I I should have looked that up because I had to really do my research to match some of these songs to the category. Yes, Zapier connects all the apps. Oh, and Chris, I missed yours. We use Salesforce for email, otherwise a Microsoft shop. Got it. Lots of integrations there. And Fiona says Zapier, of course, Notion, Slack, Google, and so many more. Amazing. Yes, Taylor is a marketing genius. I just thought this was such a fun way to look at her content and to just organize her own thoughts with all the lyrics bouncing around in her head. Pulling out my fountain pen now. Yes, go for it. Definitely a helpful way of thinking about writing for different audiences or different clients. Yeah, you could make your own categories. Yeah, and if you have something like that, let me know. I'm curious to hear your process as well. So happy National Fountain Pen Day. Maybe go listen to All Too Well, especially the 10-minute version after this. And a pop culture rewind. On this day in 1997, the Titanic soundtrack was released, and it sold 10 million copies before the movie was even released, and then it peaked at 15 million copies. And what blew my mind in my research on this is that My Heart Will Go On is the only song with vocals on this soundtrack. It's all like, instrumentals or classical type of music and orchestras and things like that with no vocals or lyrics. So maybe that's the type of music that a lot of people listen to, but I kind of think Celine Dion was able to carry this just with one song as iconic as My Heart Will Go On. So I'm not going to listen to it though, because I really can't get through it without crying, and I will never watch Titanic again. It's too much for me, especially while pregnant. I would just be sobbing. Okay, let's get into modern trending topics. What's going on this week? Taylor's pens remind me of building audience personas. Yeah, I wonder if she looks at it that way too, if she can picture like what type of category is going to resonate with a different type of audience. So yeah, there's your pop culture trivia for you, and more pop culture trivia to come because we've got some exciting Zapier giveaways with that too. So, trending topics for the week. Did anyone see Mariah Carey's It's Time? I'm not going to sing. It's time. Video with Sephora officially kicking off the holiday season. When are we getting a Titanic remake? Oh gosh. I don't know. I don't want to relive it. In fact, going to school in Orlando, I don't think it's there anymore, but they had something called the Titanic Experience. And I remember my best friend was like, why would anyone want to experience that? She's like, I'm good. Jennifer, great thoughts. I think this underscores the importance of visualizing while writing. What will the words look like? From a marketing copywriter perspective, this means writing with the design in mind, already seeing what the copy will look like. Ooh, that reminds me of another controversial debate is what comes first, copy or design? Ooh, I love to debate that one, maybe on a future pop chat. Oh my gosh, the 2 VHS tapes. Yes, because it's what, 3 hours and 15 minutes long? Gen Z. Does Gen Z know about that? I don't know. Gen Alpha definitely doesn't. Titanic still touring? I've never heard of that. Please elaborate. So yes, Mariah Carey released her annual It's Time video on November 1st. We were anticipating it when she turns the page on the Halloween spooky season and says we can officially get in Christmas mode and of course start playing her music, which is probably what she wants. And I learned that she had been posting these It's Time videos every year since 2019. But it seems this is the first year that she partnered with a brand on this video, and it has 250 million views. So it's an official partnership with Sephora. Everyone was happy for her. Yes, Queen, get that money. I love how Mariah leans into the unfreezing meme and owns it. Yeah, I will admit, I think this screenshot is from last year. This is the new one, and Billy Eichner is in it, and they have this whole little skit about elves taking her makeup and stuff. I don't want a lot for Christmas. Yeah, except makeup, apparently. So this is just a hit maker every year for Mariah. And now I wonder if we're going to see Sephora partner with her on it every single year. But 250 million views across all of her social channels. And also, fun fact, this commercial was directed by Joseph Kahn, who is a legendary music video director. I'm sure many of you know him. He directed Toxic, Everybody Backstreet's Back, iconic. The Larger Than Life video, Look What You Made Me Do, Blank Space, Say My Name, like all the iconic videos from the late 90s and early 2000s, and even going forward to more recent, he directed them, and now he's directing Mariah's commercial, 250 million views. So, like I said, this is an annual hit maker for Mariah, and I'm curious, what may annual content look like for brands, and how can they create a greatest hit? How can brands create a greatest hit? What is something that they could put out every year, once a year, and really make a big splash with it and have it be something that their audience looks forward to? Mariah was even in Fortnite last year and had a whole unfreezing live event in the game. It was great. Was that live on Twitch, Dakota? I know you're all about Twitch. Titanic is a musical parody of Titanic from Celine Dion's perspective, where she is a survivor of the crash. Oh my goodness. And it's on tour? Interesting. So I'll let you think for a second on what some annual content can be for a brand, or maybe you have some examples from your own work experience. Some of our nonprofit folks here, maybe something like an annual report. There's all kinds of just annual themes that you can think about. So I'll let you do that while I take a sip of water from my new Zapier cup here. Peep the logo. Hold on. Woo! And it says, make impossible an outdated concept. Let's do that. Dakota's got ideas. Have your familiar story beats that the audience expects, but subvert some of those expectations in a fun and unique way. Yeah, put your own spin on it each year, switch it up a little bit. Monique, I love this. Doritos basically owns the Super Bowl commercials. That makes me wonder, do we have any idea of like who always shows up for the Super Bowl with a commercial? And is it Doritos? I've never really thought about that, but I guess you're right. They do tend to have a spot every year. That's something people look forward to. Lathan says, make it organic, use social listening to see what people are already thinking and play into it. Yeah, that's also a great point. If your brand doesn't have maybe their annual hit yet, look at what people are saying and maybe that will spark some ideas. Think of it like when a band tours, give something new, but do not forget to play the classics. That is wisdom. I love that. I love any concert reference with your answers. Let's do it. Jennifer says, see Starbucks' annual pumpkin spice latte launch. PSL season has become shorthand for moving into fall. Yeah, that's maybe Starbucks is to fall what Mariah is to the Christmas season. That's really interesting to think about. Although I heard this year that when people saw the pumpkin spice posts and announcements, they were basically harassing Starbucks, saying they wanted their apple cinnamon drink of some kind, and it encouraged them to release that earlier. So I think some apple drinks may be becoming the new darling of fall. We'll see. Oh, Spotify Wrapped, legendary, is a great time to post a brand wrap. I know Shaker and Spoon used to do that. That is so fun. Very seasonal. Using data. Applications of Spotify's Wrapped make great annual content, in my opinion. Yeah, great minds. Great to focus on stats and things that are about your customers, not your company, wherever possible. Yeah, people love to learn about their own habits and, kind of end the year with that. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, something we did at Shaker and Spoon was an annual Parched Madness. Oh my God, I love it already. tournament, a playoff of March Madness, but it was cocktails competing, and Facebook followers voted in each round to advance their favorite, and it became a huge hit. Okay, that is so fun. I'm wondering if there was a big deviation from year to year. Brand Spotify Wrapped. Great call out, you guys. Alexa says big events like the holidays or Super Bowl really lend themselves to this really well, like the Hershey's holiday ad. But the key to being known is doing it year after year and not just being a one-hit wonder. You know what this makes me think of, Alexa, is brands that show up every year for the same thing but don't really repurpose, like that one M&M's Christmas ad that we always see, and it's kind of like the same one where they see Santa and they're like, he does exist, and it's still good. Or the Hershey's, the Hershey's holiday. Okay, that's what you meant. Yes, the Jingle Bells. Yes, exactly. So much can be learned from the old marketing team at Shaker. Aw. All good things must come to an end, but you guys, I know you're going to be on to newer things that are just as cool. Today, I learned that Tori Amos created the pumpkin spice latte. It was her recipe that she'd get at Starbucks, and that's what made it up the chain. What? Also, speaking of that, I don't want to go on a tangent too much here, but the red velvet cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory, I know I remember this, and I can't find anything on the internet verifying it, but that was from a contest where someone submitted that recipe as a new addition or a new flavor to the menu. And for the first year that they added it to the menu, I think it was someone named Stephanie who submitted the recipe, and it was called Stephanie's Red Velvet Cheesecake. I think it was Stephanie. So her name was on that menu for the first year, and then they phased it out and just kept running with it. But I can't find anything to verify that. But I know I remember this. So these are some great ideas, you guys. We're almost in Spotify Wrap season. Our listening data should be wrapping like any minute now. So thank you for that reminder. And if you have something like this on your radar, something that you want to create, then it's probably, it's been time to work on that. Okay, and this is just so wholesome. I had to share it. Speaking of annual events and the holidays and stuff, this is the 10th year that Jamal Hinton and not his grandmother, but a grandma named Wanda are spending Thanksgiving together. Do you guys remember this story? So 10 years ago, Wanda sent a group text that she intended for her son and a couple other people, inviting them to Thanksgiving, saying dinner's at 3. And she accidentally included Jamal, who was a complete stranger. And one thing led to another, and she invited him as well. And this is the 10th year that they're spending Christmas together. And now it's also sponsored. Green Giant is sponsoring their Thanksgiving. So what a feel-good story. And, it reminds me of Mariah partnering with Sephora. Let's see if Green Giant does this again. It's just so fun. Didn't think I know about that. That makes me think about that one YouTuber, I forget his name, created the pink drink, and he'd post about it so much people started getting it and they added it to the menu. This is social listening at its finest. I had to retweet this, Alexa. It was just so wholesome. Oh my God, you found it. Did you just do like the most basic Google search and it was there? Or did you go down a rabbit hole? Thank you, Chris. This has been driving me nuts since 2009, apparently. Thank you. What a throwback. The best story. It's so cute that they keep up with this. I know. I remember the year that Cheesecake Factory, their red velvet cheesecake came out on Cheesecake Day. That's my favorite flavor. So I love that they have stayed connected. It's so wholesome. 10 years. Yep. Okay. And then one more little trend alert I want to throw in here, just on the heels of the holidays and Thanksgiving and all these feel-good celebrations. There was an article that came out this week in Marketing Brew saying that brands are sponsoring weddings. What a cool thing. Lots of UGC, I'm sure. I don't know if people are still doing wedding hashtags, but they're definitely posting stuff like this. I don't know if I would want the Hellman's guy at my wedding, but I'd be open to it. And then I posted about this a few weeks ago, but here in South Florida, Lily Pulitzer, which is a brand that was created in West Palm Beach and South Florida, they have their own VIP suites, birthing suites at the hospital. So you can give birth in a very nicely equipped luxury birthing suite by Lily Pulitzer. So it's just an interesting trend to see these brands getting in on these very human, fun celebrations in life. So, okay, pivoting here, some sad news. I didn't like to see this, but Topanga, everyone's favorite, everyone's girl crush growing up, Danielle Fishel, was cut from Dancing with the Stars. She did not deserve it, in my opinion, but something really interesting, thanks, Anna, came out in her interview after being cut. And long story short, she said that she had some storytelling in mind that didn't make it on the show. She said, contemporary is a very personal dance. It's usually about something. It's got emotion. The 44-year-old explained she wanted their dance to convey a story about the impossible standards placed on women, both from society and from ourselves. Danielle said that Pasha, her partner, loved the idea and worked with people to bring the story of the dance to life. And while she and the 39-year-old spent so much time on the story, none of that made it onto the episode, all of which made her wonder whether she would have been eliminated had any of the background information made it into the episode. She did share a little bit of her story about how she survived breast cancer last year, but I think there was more to it. So, yeah, this really got me thinking, how does a story change the way we perceive a person, a brand, or just art in general? What is it about storytelling? And while we're at it, do you think that story could have saved her, gotten her some more votes? This is forever the most wholesome story on the internet. I know. I want to go to Thanksgiving with them. So let me know your thoughts on storytelling and if it would have saved her. Reminds me of the guy who has a business pay him to put sponsors on his suit jacket. After everyone sent save the dates for free stuff, these brands found ways to monetize it. Brilliant. What? Sent a ton of wedding invites to brands and famous people and got a whole lot of PR boxes in return. Why am I already married? Why? I need to do that. Yeah, what do we think about Andy still being in? So, Amy, I think that kind of ties into the question. Is like Andy's story and emotion is tugging at the heartstrings every week. And I think that's why people are getting him votes. And I think that's what Danielle was trying to do. Yeah, he's so sweet. He's so sweet. He really wants to be there. He's trying. He's not the best dancer, but he's getting through to people emotionally. She's got the tea. Yeah, I don't know if they I feel like the pros and the cast and everyone on Dancing with the Stars just says whatever they want and there are no holds barred. Like there's no NDA. There's just the tea always comes out. How does she look exactly the same? I know. She's so beautiful. Topanga. So not surprising you'd want to secure a sponsor. Yeah, maybe I would have Hellman's at my wedding if I could save a few bucks. Shows how important the story is to reality show voting. Yeah, we definitely vote for the tearjerker when it comes to our brand loyalty. Yeah, so how does this translate to business? Dakota says, emotional connections via storytelling are some of the most powerful out there. It absolutely could have made a difference. Yeah, if I probably would have cried. And if I shed a tear, I'm voting for you. Ooh, Fiona says, I've been watching Alex Earl's YouTube vlogs about her time behind the scenes on the show. That's definitely helping her get votes. Ooh, I didn't know she was on YouTube too. I know she's major on TikTok, but doing vlogs, interesting. And did you see the tea that also last week where Flava Flav was the guest judge. He accidentally gave Alex Earl a 9 when he wanted to give her a 10, and it would have been the first perfect score of the season. And he wasn't allowed to change it after he locked it in, and it was this whole thing. Invite brands to your baby shower. My baby sprinkle is tomorrow. A little late. A little late. I know. So funny. I may have suggested that to Ryan, Fiona, kind of as a joke, but sponsor my registry. Yes, who's the next person who's pregnant here? And we'll see what we can do. Andy is still in because he has the tear-jerking story. The tear-jerker is his dancing. Yeah. Stories connect you. IKEA sells a couch, but they talk about sitting on it while your child rests on your chest. The couch fort you made with your kids, the Christmas morning spent on it, opening presents. Okay, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. I saw, oh, this is classic. A commercial that you remember the storyline, but you can't remember the brand. It was showing these older women who were sledding, and then it goes back and it shows them when they were little and they were sledding, and it was like this montage. But now I can't remember what brand it was for. I hate when that happens. I try not to let that happen to me. I don't think Andy will win, but I'm not mad that he's still in it. I know. I know. It's so funny. I was going to put it on the menus and all that fun stuff. But I was kind of joking. But if, again, you're so committed to the bit. I love it. Oh, my God. From Topanga to being married to the Cinnamon Toast Crunch shrimp guy. If you weren't on Twitter, you don't know about this. Just go down that rabbit hole. Jennifer says, in this case with a dance, yes, it matters more in art and presentation. I think when you're selling a product, a story can only take you so far. It will grab audience attention and bring them along, and that's 2/3 of the battle. But if they get the sticker shock when they get ready to buy, ooh, you might have lost them. I feel like Flavor Flav, after the first commercial break, he was much better. I think someone had to have a talking to with him before the first commercial break because he was just all over the place. Dakota says, I remember being in a meeting with Toyota corporate many years ago, and they assign an emotion to each phase of the holiday season and build their ads and marketing around that. Emotion first marketing is absolutely the dominant way of trying to connect and influence consumers. Okay, I don't want to ramble too much. It's already 1:40 here, but this reminds me of, do you remember the Philadelphia cream cheese campaign where they created this menu and you would this food menu, and you would order based on your emotion or mood that you were feeling or wanted to feel? I thought that was like one of the most genius things. That was crazy. I need to make it all up. What are we talking about? What was I saying? I forgot. Emotional stories are powerful, but it's the degree of empathy the story creates that makes a difference, Chris says. Connecting the story to your audience and what helps them survive and thrive is really what's important. Beautifully said. All right, I'm going to move on after this. Alexa says, I think they connect you more with the brand's values and ethos versus features and benefits. And we keep seeing so many brands connect with editorial media. Alexa, you have been going off on your LinkedIn posts and elaborating on things like this. So I would love to see the next one. Joyride. Oh, yes, the sledding. So what brand is it? I can't click this link right now. All right. Here we go. Oh, the shrimp. Yeah. That was so funny. Was that another 2020 headline? What a year. Okay. Speaking of headlines, what they're calling Kim K's legal drama received 0-star reviews, has been named the worst TV drama ever. It's called All's Fair on Hulu. I will be watching or attempting to watch. But what I personally take issue with this, I do not mind the Kardashians. Some people do. However, all of a sudden it's Kim Kardashian's show. Like, what about the director? These headlines are saying it's her show because she's the most famous. And I guess, okay, she's the lead. I don't know, but this is her first time acting. Like, it's as much all these other actresses' show as it is hers, in my opinion, although I haven't seen it. Oh, it was an Amazon. Okay, I saw you guys saying Amazon. The ad you were thinking of is Amazon. You guys are the best. Please watch it. It's such a sweet commercial. Okay. I don't like that they're saying this is Kim Kardashian's, TV show. Yes, it may be, but gosh, she is just such a punching bag sometimes. I feel bad. To be fair. Yeah, all's fair. All's fair. To be fair, Kim has some harsh critics. The rating is all's fair. Oh gosh. Sorry, I had to make the joke. I still want to watch it. Yes, I'm gonna watch it. My husband doesn't know it yet. He can't sit through the Kardashians, even if I have them in the background. I won't force him to watch it with me, I don't think, but it's truly an awful show, cringe from wire to wire. But people love awful TV and hate watching, so it will get a season 2. This is what happened with Emily in Paris, right? It almost makes it more intriguing to watch. I need a good brain shut off show. Yeah, we need a good laugh. That's why they tanked it, because people don't love her, so they can blame her for its failure. Well, thank you for the segue, Monique, because what opportunities come from failure, and is failure marketing in itself? What do we think? As we were saying, Britt says it makes it more intriguing. So I don't know. They can thank Kim Kardashian, you know? Bosom Buddies was pretty bad. Oh, goodness. I did see one. I can't remember the context, but I saw one clip with Sarah Paulson saying something ridiculous. So Britt, we'll have to reconnect in the group chat as we watch it. Do people still watch Keeping Up? I'm keeping up. I watched the new episode this week. Yes, they're on Hulu now. It's just called The Kardashians. There's some drama with Khloe and Kourtney this week, where Kourtney left the group chat. She said, "Khloe, you are too judgmental. I'm leaving the group chat." She's entering the CPG world soon. Kim is. And speaking of that, they on the show this week, they talked about Khloe's popcorn brand called Cloud with a K. Got a test to learn. Yes, failure. That's part of the process. Maybe it'll become a Room or Rocky Horror Picture Show, group experience show. We will see. Cracker Barrel is just the gift that keeps on giving. Lots of brands showcase their failures the way Cracker Barrel did. Absolutely. Learning what not to do is just as valuable as learning what to do. Also, if you haven't seen it, Jessica Simpson is apparently in one of the episodes. I think they released 3. And in the episode, I guess she's suing because she got some botched plastic surgery. I can't wait to watch this. I'll be curious about the watch numbers. The new Welcome to Dairy show got some bad reviews, but has a decent following. Yes. I've heard the popcorn is good. It's a protein popcorn. If you haven't failed, you haven't tried hard enough. Chris, that is so deep. Marketing is testing and failing and learning. Cheers to that. I love when brands bounce back from failure by poking fun at itself. See Cracker Barrel. Yep. I saw a headline saying that Kim kind of responded in her Instagram stories about all the criticism, but I didn't see what it said. Someone said that failure is R&D, and I love that outlook. We're just getting information about what works and what doesn't, so we can use that insight and move on. Yes, and R&D should be part of your process. Sometimes we forget to do that part, so maybe that's why we failed. But it's good intel. I love the Cloud branding, and it's great. But yet Kim is entering in. I got the inside scoop from a friend who's working with her. Ooh. We love inside scoops and tea around here. All right, so if you have additional thoughts on this, let me know. But in the meantime, it's Feel Good Friday, so share some good news. Let us know what's going on in your world. We're going to take a brief little break here just to celebrate you. like I said, tomorrow is my baby sprinkle. A smaller little event with some of my motherhood village, as you might say, the people who have gotten me through the first one. We're going to get together. Should be nice. I'm excited. So share some good news, shout someone out, tell me something you're proud of this week. Maybe something you've got going on this weekend that you're excited about. And while you're doing that, I know we have a lot of Hilary Duff fans here because when I asked you all what the first album you ever bought was, so many of you said Metamorphosis and were fangirling in the chat. So have we listened to new Hilary Duff? Baby Zapier on his way. Same with Hocus Pocus. What was the same with Hocus Pocus? It was a flop. Now a classic. Colossal fail. Gets press everywhere. So bad that people want to check it out and see if it's really that bad. So maybe that's everyone's homework. We're going to watch it and report back. Baby Zapier. Being an auntie. Yes. I thought this tweet was hysterical. Hello, Jojo says her debut album being called Metamorphosis, the butterfly on her cheek, her new single being called Mature. Not even Isaac Newton could come up with that. I can't. Hosting a Stranger Things theme party tomorrow. That is fun. I want to see pictures. Thank you, Brianna. I'm so proud of you too, always. Yes, Britt, I know you even brought this up this morning before I had a chance to tell you were going to see it on Pop Chat. Oh, heard it here first. Amy wants Hilary Duff to be a special guest on the Jonas Brothers tour. The FOMO would be too much. Going to binge watch Slow Horses. I think my husband liked this show. I don't know much about it, but I've heard good things. Good news, phone interview. Bad news, haven't heard back. I feel like if they really like me, I would have heard back by today. Oh, Jennifer, we're sending good vibes. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for you. All right, speaking of good vibes, we've got our pop quiz, everyone. And this is your chance to win some cool Zapier merch. Maybe this hat. Maybe. I'm sure if you asked them, they would send you a baby onesie. I don't know anyone here that may need one, but I just had to show it off again. And then how cool are these hoodies? You could become a workflow wizard. Woo! And this shirt I'm wearing, it's purple, which is so on brand. It says my workflows have workflows. 2 dream SEO clients booked this week. Ugh. Can't wait to hear more about that, Britt. Okay, are you ready? Are your fingers ready? Because this pop quiz, you will win if you were the first person to respond with the right answer. And it looks like all of you are here from LinkedIn. I know I get some of your messages here through StreamYard a little bit out of order. So we're going to look at the chat natively in LinkedIn and confirm who had the right answer first. Fiona, maybe not to put you on the spot, maybe you could help me police that a little bit. I'll tell you the right answer, but I might see it out of order. We sure can. They've got baby onesies left and right. The tea on Hilary's mom? What? Rebecca's here. Love the workflow merch. Isn't it cool? I love that they're purple. Maybe you can get one of these, make impossible and outdated concept cups. I'm so ready. Okay. I'm nervous. No need to be nervous. Okay, ready. 3, 2, 1. My question for you is, what was the first music video to hit 1 billion views on YouTube? A, the answer is A. Brianna, you won. Okay, thank you, Fiona. Yeah, because you'll see it definitely in time order. Although, I just noticed things are time-stamped in here. I wonder if they're accurate. Yes, DM Fiona for some swag. We're gonna find the winner. I never knew I'd need Hilary Duff mom tea, but here, Britt, you like any kind of tea. Okay, I don't want to jinx it, but I see DM me for the tea. Yes, let's keep this all going. I see someone who I think is first, but I want Fiona to confirm it when she has a chance. The answer is you guys are good. Yes, it is Gangnam Style. I'm sorry. I know. There are some worse ones, though. I'm not going to say it. That have reached 1 billion. I Want It That Way has reached 1 billion. You guys are so online. I love it. Ooh, does this have 1 billion? I love that song. I love all tea. Yes, we could just rebrand this. Maybe that's what this really is a teacup. This could be the Zapier official teacup, and we could add a whole new segment. What do you think, Fiona? We'll just end Pop Chat at noon, or not at noon, at 2 o'clock, but we'll go into just, the unhinged tea after this. So that is the correct answer. Jason! Yay, that's who I saw first, so it wasn't out of order. Congratulations. I'm not going to say it, but the onesie is a clue. Congratulations. You're going to win some Zapier merch. Coming in hot. And like I said, this partnership is going on through March. So Zapier, their whole team's going to be like Oprah. Fiona has got you. Jason's our winner today. I love it. If it's in your heads, you're obligated to do the dance. I've been a Zapier lifer, Britt. This came at the perfect time because, again, the baby bump. I need to throw something to cover this thing. And I love that. A Zapier lifer. I want to hear about your zaps. I've been setting up zaps this whole time for my Slack community. You guys are awesome. Okay, we're going to get into this now. I have a question about your zaps and things that you could be automating. What is a task in your creative workflow that feels the most time-consuming or repetitive right now? Yes, congrats, Jason. You all did great, though. Unhinged tea. Yeah. Part 2 of Pop Chat. What task in your workflow feels the most time-consuming or repetitive? What are we doing that we're just like, ugh, oh, what are we doing that's just such a time suck? And we're like, why? Why? Why am I doing this? It takes so long. Zapier, save me. I'll be honest. I love you guys so much, though. I'm going to keep doing it. But creating this live stream every week, because it's streamed on LinkedIn, LinkedIn doesn't really let you have recurring links. So I have to remake the stream every week. And then it also makes it hard to invite all of you to Pop Chat because it's not the same link. But maybe there's something I can do with getting you guys to subscribe to a Calendly or some kind of calendar where I update the link there and you all get the fresh link. Wouldn't that be a dream? I'd still have to set it up, but also I go through and I invite you all manually every week too, it's a lot, but you're here. You found us. Data input, Instagram, anything. Are we still doing Instagram stuff on our phone, or are you doing some things on desktop or through, Hootsuite or something? Yeah. Let me know. I know it's a pain. We love LinkedIn, but yeah. Who has a LinkedIn rep we could talk to? Seriously, I will walk you through that whole workflow of getting the stream set up. And also something with StreamYard. I hate that if I post a link for you guys, or that when you post links, like it's very hard to do link sharing through StreamYard. All of my marketing content. You're in the right place. So keep sharing your thoughts on this, but I wanted to suggest a Zap to you. One thing that also takes up a lot of time for me, or something I've been known to do, is make a shiny new piece of content and then forget to promote it, or not have time to promote it, or forget my process for promoting it. Maybe you do that as well, or you and your team are always kind of scrambling to get something live and then you're moving on to the next thing. So here's a Zap idea, is to send your team an automated promotional checklist. So the way it would work is, once some new content goes live, whether it's a YouTube video, a blog, or a new podcast, I always publish podcast episodes and then I forget to make the clip or to tweet about it or to put it in my newsletter. It's there, but I forget to promote it. So the new content goes live. Then you could have Zapier send a Slack message to your team or to you as a reminder, and it will create tasks in Asana or Trello or really any project management tool of your choice. And then even your team members could react with a check mark once it's done, and it marks those tasks as done and updates Asana and Trello automatically. You don't have to remember to go in and say, I finished this. You can just check mark it and poof, it's done everywhere. So you can have a Slack message that says, hey, this just went live. Don't forget to include it on LinkedIn, or, who's in charge of putting it in our email this week as a feature, or sharing it on our story. And it's a simple way to also mark it as complete. Yeah, Fiona says we do this internally at Zapier. It's so smart. Thank you, Zapier. Creating project plans, both, none of it, all of it. I hate it all. Maybe that's why promoting new content is so hard, because it's a little tedious. But with Zapier, it doesn't have to be. So, all right, friends, keep sharing your thoughts, some workflows that you need some help with, and we're going to get some Zaps. So good. I know, isn't it? All right, 158. Sorry about time. I've got one more question for you, some industry news, but go try out that Zap, one of many. Sprout Social says that most marketers don't understand the full impact of Facebook. So no, Facebook isn't dead. What are some opportunities that you think Facebook still has that marketers may be overlooking? What are you using Facebook for? Is your brand still on Facebook? Is it still a lead generator? Fiona's got ideas. All of my apps are connected to Slack. While I may not open every tool I use daily, if something important happens that needs my attention, I've set up a Zap that feeds those updates into my Slack. Chef's kiss. I love how this also centralizes all of your notifications. So like you said, you don't have to open every single app and see that you've missed something. Or if something was assigned to you in ClickUp and you didn't open ClickUp that day, but you're on Slack, like genius. I need to see everything in Slack. Facebook groups. Britt, we're on Facebook all day in our group chat. That's where our group chat lives. So I don't know. Facebook kind of has my heart a little bit. Marketers need to get into Facebook groups for real. Yes. So while you're thinking on this, I summarized some of the stuff from the article. Oh, never think about Facebook anymore. Oh, Facebook will always be the OG to me. And I'm sorry, I check it every day. It's not always value-added content, but closed Facebook groups work. Yes. And I'm sure there's some cool zaps you could do with that. Groups, there's so many community platforms that are better. Ooh, yes, possibly. Use Facebook groups to develop a community for feedback, research, testing. I literally use Facebook for a group chat and to roll my eyes at my mom's obvious AI repos that she thinks are real. This is everyone's family, isn't it? Can we get a pop chat Facebook group? Where do you guys want to be? I've thought about bringing us all together in a group, whether it's on LinkedIn or Facebook, or do I make a circle community? I don't know. I've given this lots of thought, but I'm just like, nobody wants one more group. Do you? You guys love me that much? Groups and events. Also, from a paid perspective, it is the same interface as Instagram, so it's a necessity. LinkedIn group. Yeah, let's do it. This must be a universal experience now. Yes, everyone's aunt. What are our aunts doing? I created and managed a Facebook group at my previous role, and it became so huge. 19,000 members and group members even made real friendships, and we're going on road trips to meet each other. That is beautiful. You guys are getting the gears turning. I really, I've been thinking about it. A WhatsApp group. See, but does WhatsApp, can I be on it on desktop? I'm such a desktop person because I have carpal tunnel. Facebook does Miriam says, does still have a really big audience because things do circulate there and go viral, like the Louvre robber mugshot. So worth keeping an eye on. Plus, they have event pages. That is true. I want to be anywhere Pop Chat is. Britt. Oh, you guys. You know, it's that imposter syndrome. Last week, you guys said you wanted new Pop Chat merch. I was like, nobody wants this, but you do. You do. So I'm on it. But now you're getting Zapier merch, which is definitely better. Okay, before we go, I just want to sum up some of the things in this article, aside from the amazing things that you said. So the article says Facebook is still a powerhouse, 3 billion active users, and it's still the #1 platform for business impact. There's still a strong adoption among millennials, Gen X, and boomers. Marketers' assumptions are off. It says many brands think Facebook is for older audiences, but data show high engagement from ages 25 to 35. Ooh, I'm about to age out of that. I turned 36 this month. Top performing content are text posts, photos, and short videos. And like you said, beyond posting, it's about community. Facebook is the leading platform for customer care. 1.8 billion people use groups, like you said. So experiment with formats, use groups for insights and feedback, and engage in two-way conversations, not just broadcasting content. The takeaway is that Facebook isn't dead, it's evolved. The brands that adapt their approach still see massive impact. So yeah, let's I didn't know. WhatsApp desktop. Interesting. I learned so much from you guys. All right, 204, not too bad, but we had so much to chat about. We had giveaways, all these fun things. Thank you all so much for joining. Stay tuned. Sign up for my newsletter if you haven't already. We're going to have updates about the Zapier partnership. I wanted to, again, thank them so much for being here. Fiona, Nadine, shout out to Ryan as well. This was just so much fun. Thank you all for participating in the pop quiz and just giving Zapier a warm welcome. I think this was a great way to kick things off. And like I said, we're going to be here through March, but we've got some breaks with the holidays. There's going to be a few little Pop Chat cancellations here and there because we've got other things to celebrate with our loved ones. But thank you so much. Ooh, Miriam's got a question. Do you manually find the events or something automated? Ooh, we're talking about automation. We love to see it. Thank you all so much. Oh, highlight of your day. Yes, I hope this is your favorite meeting on your calendars, especially on a Friday. I hope this is a great way to wrap things up. Thanks, Fiona. Fiona, you're like Santa Claus. So we're going to put you in touch and get, some of this cool merch. And I can't wait to put baby Zapier in this. All right, everyone. Thank you so much again for joining. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.